What up, gents? Welcome to the Simsational Gent. I am your host, Sean C. And I want to say thank you for waiting. Having some technical difficulties. I was trying something new, and I have a new tablet, so that way could operate here on my right, but I had some sound issues, so wasn't able to get that going like I wanted to, which would have made a lot of things a lot simpler had I had that in there. Um, Hi, Karen. What's up? How you doing today? So, yeah, I'm sorry about that I started a little late. I probably should have did a sound check earlier to make sure that it works, but I was hampered from starting this show, getting to this topic before it even started. And I got to just start telling people to not contact me, before the show because it really causes a lot of issues. But I hope you guys have had a great week. Happy hump day. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like down below, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. We talk about topics like this every week. And then I want you to hit that bell icon notification next to the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos here on TSG. And we do this every Wednesday. I'm going to try my best to keep doing it every Wednesday. A lot of you guys, if you're new, you may not know, but I'm getting ready to move. And a lot is going on right now in my life. So I'm going to still try to keep everything going as best as I can while I'm in the process of figuring all this out. And today you came here to know what to talk about this topic. Today we're going to talk about, are there any good women out there, right? Are there good, topic is, are good women hard to find? And so there's a lot to talk about in there, okay? There's a lot to talk about. Now, as far as for the ladies that listen, you got to understand, I want you all to listen to this from a man's perspective. I'm going to give a man's perspective on, are good women hard to find? And there's some things that are going to be said in here that may not be easy to hear. They may not even be easy to hear for some men to hear, because there's a lot of things that's packed into this. And I'll be honest with you, I wish I had more time to go through some of the stuff that I'm looking at, some of the stuff that's on my mind about this. And there's just a lot here, right? When I sat back and thought about it, are good women hard to find? There was so much in this topic that there was just more to it than I thought. So we're going to try to touch on all these things. We're going to talk about it again. If you are a woman listening, hear this from a man's perspective. Hear this so that you understand what men think about during this. What are our concerns when it comes to, are good women hard to find? And maybe in that perspective, that you may be able to help yourself or help someone else, right? Or at least just have a better understanding, whether you agree or not. So one of the parts of this show that I always try to make sure that I do is I try to give shout outs, because the most important thing about this channel is you guys. You guys make the channel. This here is designed to be a discussion to talk about these type of things. This is designed to be a place that we can go ahead and put certain things out there and flesh it out. Whether we agree or disagree, the point is that we get better, improve ourselves so that we can live our best lives. So I want to give a shout out to all my people out there that's here today. Thank you guys for trickling in. First of all, I want to give it up for my girl, Karen. Thank you for being here, Karen. She has her own channel where she does House of Chill. I know right now you may have that on the back burner until you find somebody to do the music there again. But I thank you for being here. You've been a long time friend of mine. I appreciate it. You got T-Mac. What up, T-Mac? What's going on? T-Mac always brings some interesting things to me. And T-Mac, you always give me these clips and stuff like that, man. I really appreciate it. I haven't been able to use them yet because I really don't have a lot of time. Okay. Right now, bro, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to get ready to make this move. And there's so much going on. And we'll talk about that here on the other side. But thank you for being here. Lucis, what's up? Lucis is another one of those people that drops some serious knowledge. And it's other people's comments and something that Lucis said that made me think that, hey, let's flesh this out a little bit more. Let's flesh out this topic, are good women hard to find? Now, it's a branch off to the last video I did. So if you are not familiar with the last video I did, Derek Jackson did a video that I did a response to where he says that that men want good women until they actually get one. And so from that, I came up with this topic: are good women hard to find? Because I figure we need to have more of this discussion here. And then Karen says, thank you for the shout out. Of course, you guys come in the chat. I want to thank you all. You know, you guys give me your time every week. You guys participate and come here to chill out with me. And I want y'all to know how appreciative I am of it, you know. And again, I need y'all to be patient with me because there's a lot of changes going on right now with the channel and with myself. I have less than 30 days to be out of this condo. And then from there, I'm going to be all over the place. So I hope you guys will still kind of follow and like the content where I'm traveling and stuff. Maybe, you know, I'll do a couple where I'm at, what I'm looking at and stuff type videos. It might be a little different than what we're talking about, but it's just till I get settled. But I will come back with the normal content once I get settled where I'm at eventually, ultimately, and then we'll get back to it, right? We'll get started again. All right. So I have a number of video clips in which case that I'm going to present you guys today. And I wish I had these in the right order that they should be. Okay. I'm going to start off with, I got to pick the right video. I'll make sure that's muted before I pull this one up. Hold up. Well, 1 second, you guys. Technical difficulties here. I really lost a lot of time today because I was on the phone with my daughter and that conversation just, okay. And I got really, really off. I needed every bit of that time to prepare for today's live stream. I just didn't have it. So I apologize because I like to bring you guys really polished live streams as best as I can do. And I kind of feel like I got off from that. My daughter needed me at the moment, so I had to do what I had to do. So I do have a clip that's coming up here. And this is one man's opinion that I'm bringing up right now about said topic. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up, share my let me do that. Okay, and the audio's ready to go. Tell me what y'all think. All right, let's go.
There are so many good women out there that don't care about your big houses. They don't care about your fancy cars. They don't really care about your money. The only thing they care about is the love they give you. They want it in return. When you see women like that, hold them very tight. Do not leave them, because it is only when you want to get married you realize that good women are hard to find.
All right. So let me know down in the chat. Let's get this started. What do you guys think about what that gentleman just said? I'm going to give y'all my opinion real quick about good women. It's hard to find, or what he said on that. But before I start, let me give a shout out to Lucy from Brick Girls Go Stateside. Thank you, Lucy, for being here. Make sure you guys go check out her channel. Her and her mom, Julie, do a great job of talking about the things that they've experienced, their experiences being from Britain and being here in America, and just the back and forth between that. It's really a great conversation. You guys will really love the channel. Make sure you go over there, watch the videos, like, subscribe. I promise you, you'll love it. Okay. And then just so you know, Lucy, the drink for the day, it was about to be Captain and Coke. It is now Mike's Hard Lemonade Black Cherry. It is actually really goddamn good. So that's today's drink of the day. Today's beverage, if you will. Okay. So the video clip that we just watched, the guy says that good women are hard to find, and that she isn't going to want anything from you. She's not going to want your car, and she's not going to want your big house and your money and all these different things. She's going to want you to give her attention and love that she desires and needs. Obviously, and he said that if you know, when you find one, you should hold on to that woman. Listen, there's a lot to unpack there, because in some ways I understand what he says. He says there's a lot of good women out there, and we're going to talk about that, about good women and good men, and being subjective on that. We're going to talk about all that. That's why I said that as a woman, I want you guys to listen. I do want you to input your thoughts on it, because I want us to have the back and forth. I want us to talk about this stuff. But ladies, I want you guys to hear this from a man's perspective today, because we're going to talk about it in such a way that how we feel right now based on what's going on in the market. I agree when he says there are good women out there. I totally agree with it. There are good women out there. That is subjective, though. Good woman to me might be good, not be a good woman to somebody else. And I think that kind of me and Lucis had that kind of conversation in the chat, or in the comments on another video, on the last video. And I think that is subjective, what a good woman is. We will talk about that in here in a minute. The other thing he talked about, that she won't want or desire things from him. And men would like to know and want that to be true. But here's the thing. In today's society with the modern woman, men don't know what a woman wants from him or doesn't want from him. Okay? Right now, men can't trust women to know what they're trying to do. What kind of agenda do they have? It is very tough to know if a woman is there to try to finesse you to get. It's not that like sit here and say, oh, I got all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to even sit here and tell you I'm rich, that I could provide certain things for women. I'm not going to even sit here. My financial situation is very unique, which will allow me to do certain things. However, I don't sit here and say, oh, she's going to want all this from me. I don't think in that terms, but at the same time, you don't know who's out there and who's trying to use you for potential resources, for the things you do have, for the opportunities you do have. And I'm saying for a lot of men out there, ladies, that they really can't tell right now. They really can't. The game is really dirty right now. It's really messy. And we're going to talk about that here on the other side. But if there is a woman who can evaluate, who appreciates a man for who he is and what he can do, and just genuinely be that person, yes, good men really do want that, and they do want to gravitate to that type of woman. All right. And we're going to talk about the definition of a good woman, because I have a couple clips here that I'm going to present to you that I think we need to talk about that. Okay, let me see what you guys saying in the chat. I've been doing no talking. You guys saying hi, some smiles. Hey, what it do, Philip? What up, shipmate? That's right, brother. I'm glad to have you here on live stream number 34, brother. And today we're going to talk about, are good women hard to find? This is a break off from the last video I did with what's that damn dude named Derek Jackson, right? So I've had conversations in the chat with a lot of you guys, which made me come up with the idea of doing this topic. And I think we need to branch off, and we need to really talk about this. And we need to be real too, gentlemen. Okay, we need to be able to always hold us accountable too, man. We got to talk about some things. We got to talk about some things. We got to talk about some of the other brothers out there that may or may not think the way we do. Because, gentlemen, we're a little bit older. We've been through a lot more. I'm talking, when I talk about the manosphere as a collective, we got to talk about some of those dudes too in this conversation. He talked about when, oh, so sorry, I appreciate you being here, Philip. Thank you. Can't wait for you to be in the conversation. Lucy says, very subjective indeed. Lucy says, that sounds like an interesting drink, Sean. I'm drinking spice, rum, and Coke. See, now, Lucy, you stole what I'm drinking, okay? I was about to do the Captain and Coke thing. I was like, I always do it. I looked in the little mini fridge, and then I saw this. I said, man, I didn't drink that drink. I am now. It is really good. I'm not going to lie. Another thing is I like, there's a, I think it's a Mike's Hard Cranberry. And what I like to do is you use that as a topper for like vodka cranberry and a little Red Bull. I don't know. My drinks will mess you up. So don't only drink if you're old enough, people. We all grown up here though. Currently, the dating market is not honest because women want a man's resources more than being in a relationship. We're going to talk about that, Lucis, because That's an experience, right? That's an experience that you are having right now, or that men are having right now. And we got to talk about that. We got to flesh that out. Because a lot of us are feeling that women are using us, or there's a market of women that are only looking for a certain amount of resources. We do know that roughly 80% of women are looking for roughly 20% of the guys, the 20% of guys. And in some cases, that's really it's unrealistic, because those guys in the 20%, we do know that they have more dating options. And though they may mess with women that they might deem lower than themselves, it's not who they end up with. That's not who they eventually want. Okay. And so we, again, this is a can of worms that's about to get opened, right? It's a can of worms. I'm really sad. I wish I could show y'all, but I had a notepad to the right of me so I can control some of this stuff real close. But for some reason, even though I had turned off the volume, that it kept giving feedback, and I could hear everything playing through that. And I'm like, why? How did I turn the volume down and I could still hear it coming through the speaker? So I'm gonna have to play around with that, because that is the setup of the future of the Simsational Gent, where I'm gonna have to use a laptop and that pad to be able to pull a Kevin Samuels. You know how you got all those little pads and everything around? Well, mine didn't work today, okay, people? Mine didn't work. Matter of fact, it crashed and burned really bad. Anyway, so listen, I think that guy had the last video clip that we listened to, I think he had good intentions in mind. And he is right. There are good women out there. I'm telling you, I believe that. I don't know about you guys' experience, but I believe that. Now, I'm going to play this next clip because we have to talk about, what do we define as a good woman? Now, I'm going to say that I'm not going to get into the full description of it, right? We're going to talk more generalities. And the reason why is because if we started talking about that, that's its own show. And I've already done a video on that. Basically the qualities of not just a good woman, but what did I say? The exceptional woman. So I did a video. Check that out. I have a video called "The Qualities of an Exceptional Woman." It's a really good dive into some really good qualities that, when you're on your search and you're a good man, those are the things you should be looking for. Ladies, if you watch that video, those are some of the things that you should be aspiring towards, and it will capture the heart of a man. Okay. But we need to talk about that. So I want to show you guys a clip. Well, I'm going to show you guys another clip. Right. Let's do this one first. Let me cue it up. Let me mute it because I don't know if there's no music. Yep, there was music. Okay. So this one isn't going to have any sound. I want y'all to know, no sound. All right. Bring y'all back. I'm going to bring up one more clip. Is there music? Okay, I'm going to just cut the music off for this next one too, but you can read the captions. Let's go. Now, even though I'm moving to Mexico, my Spanish wasn't good enough to be able to pick that up quick enough, okay? But here's the reason why I brought up those two clips. In the first one, you had a woman that made a TikTok saying, Why would any man cheat on this beautiful woman? Okay. I think women conflate the fact that their beauty, even though men do love beautiful women and love women that take care of themselves, women typically conflate their beauty with why don't men want me, or why did I get rejected, or I'm a good woman because I look like this. Why did I get rejected? And I think that is one of the flaws, especially of what I consider to be the modern woman, to think that it's all just like, even though again, men do love a beautiful woman. But when you start conflating the fact that good woman means I look and I carry myself, okay, carrying yourself is one thing, but I look a certain way, that makes me a good woman. Okay? I'm beautiful. Why aren't you fawning over me? I'm a beautiful woman. Why aren't you worshiping me? Why am I getting rejected? So when I went on to look at other TikToks in the same type of category, there were a lot of women that was putting themselves, made the same type of videos. Why am I'm a good woman? Why am I getting rejected? And you see the way they were presenting themselves on the TikTok, and it's like, ladies, the thing that you think makes you good or makes you a viable candidate or makes you somebody that people want to be with may not be what they want. You all are conflating certain things that you think is important, but that's not what men want. There are certain things that will attract a man, and there are certain things that will keep a man. And you all have to get out of your heads that it has anything to do with just the exterior package. The exterior package is like the exterior of a car. It's like, you look good. The selling, the part that you fall in love with is the part, the inside of the car, where you have to spend the most time at. Do you get what I'm saying? The features that are inside of a performance vehicle or even whatever vehicle it is. It's the features and the inside that you have to be with every day, that you have to experience more of than the exterior, is what's going to make a person make or break buying the car, or make or break the appreciation of that car fully. I might like the exterior of a car all day long and then get in the inside and start driving it and realize I don't like the features that's in the car. I'm a tall guy, so maybe my seat don't go back far enough, fast enough the way I want it to. That's uncomfortable. If it gets uncomfortable, I might drive it for a little bit, but guess what eventually I'm going to do? I'm going to trade that car in for something that's going to be more comfortable, a better fit for me, something that has the features and the qualities that's going to make me comfortable when I'm in it. That's where you're at most of the time, inside the car, not the outside that you might have fell in love with. So you got to get out of your head, ladies, that men we give a crap about what you look like, yes. But long term, it's not going to matter. Let me get back into this conversation with you guys. Lucy says, like a car is right. The design draws the attention, the price based on engine and features. Yes. You want to know, Lucis, Lucis is making a good point. You want to know, is that engine built for the long haul? You want to know, is that car built to last? You want to know that that car is going to be able to deal with the wear and tear for your life. When I buy a car, I have a certain lifestyle. Some of y'all might have to make long trips back and forth to your work. So you're doing those highway miles. Some of us are city people. I'm about to put some wear and tear. Are you the type of car that can handle that? I need to know that. Men need to know that. Lucy says, yes, I don't think being good looking has very much to do with a partner being faithful or not getting rejected. Yes. Yes. Has nothing to do with it. And Lucy, here's the thing. You know how many of those videos I come across all the time? I almost did my own video on that one. Like that video clip, those two video clips that I used was supposed to be a part of another video, but I couldn't find what I needed to make that storyline work by itself. So I figured today was the best day to use it because it fits into what we're talking about. We need to sit here and pause. Let me get one more comment, Lucy's last comment. Maybe it helps, but it is more about attitude and the energy you bring and how you make people feel. Absolutely. Listen, men care about that. Like how I feel around you determines a lot. How you handle yourself in the situations I'm going to put you in matters a lot. And when I say the situations I'm going to put you in, I know what I'm doing. I know my worth. I know I'm a good man. I know the type of things I'm trying to accomplish. I'm going to put you in situations around people and things. And I need to know, can you handle yourself? How are you going to conduct yourself? That matters a lot to a man. Men want to be able to show you off, but they also want to know, how do you conduct yourself when I bring you around others? Has a lot to do with it. Those two ladies were beautiful in their own right. But sitting there saying, I got rejected, I looked this way and I got rejected, nobody cares. You know what I mean? Your looks is just the exterior of the car. So let's talk about a good woman. That definition changes because I noticed that what women thought about it is probably different than what a man thinks about it. The qualities that we talked about, men want women that they can get along with easily, that will understand, especially if that man is on his purpose, understand his program and be supportive of that. And I see in a lot of women on TikTok make the TikToks like, I'm a good woman. So so they're making this video saying good women are hard to find. And again, they're kind of putting themselves out there. Do y'all remember on last week's live stream when we was it last week's live stream? What was the one that I brought up where they had the little geeky dude and the woman said, I hate that I'm gonna have to do this to you, but what are you bringing to the table other than being a nice guy? And then she proceeded to break that man down and say, look, man, look, you can't just be a nice guy. You got to be working on yourself. You can't just be staying in the same spot. You got to be working on yourself. And what I saw from other videos on TikTok that I wasn't able to grab, that we will talk about some of these, is I believe that I saw women come in there and they're just kind of just doing their plain thing and whatever. And again, you have to balance your exterior with who you are. And the videos to me showed that these women did not get what constituted as a good woman to a man. Now, I appreciate every woman that did herself up and did her best and then go ahead and put herself out there saying, I'm a good woman, this, that, and the third. Because, of course, we want to see the exterior. We want to know how you dress up, and we want to know that how you're going to look with us and how we're going to look with you. But some of the things that some of the women had on their videos to say that they were a good woman aren't the things that men are looking for. I don't care if you're going to your job every day. I don't care about what you have. Men do not care about these things. A man will take a woman out of Burger King and make her his queen if he feels that she is going to be roll with his program. So a lot of guys are disillusioned because modern women have changed what the definition of a good woman is. Women, just like we have to work on ourselves, you have to work on yourselves. I would say this to a man just like I would say this to a woman. If you are a dude that is not out there and you're not taking care of handling your business, you're not keeping yourself and your temple in shape, then why would a woman want to pick you? They look at exterior too. They look at what you look like too and how you present yourself. However, I'm going to present to you today, and we're going to talk about this today, that as a good man, you can go up to a woman and you can have all the best intentions in the world. But the women today, they're pretty brutal, pretty nasty. And this is what we have to deal with out here in this dating market. We have to deal with this rudeness. We have to deal with this attitude. We have to deal with this entitlement without accountability. And this is what we deal with. And I'm going to show you all this today. Philip says, an older man told me 32 years ago, show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man that will cheat on her. Jermaine Dupri cheated on Janet Jackson. Beauty and status don't mean nothing to us. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't at all. It is so much more than that to a man, to us men. Your beauty is just it's just the exterior to the car. The features and how that car handles is everything to a man. Does it agree with me? Does it fit and comfort me? Is it responsive when I'm trying to steer it? If I'm trying to take it in a direction, is the car fighting me? Is the car fighting me trying to get it to where we need to go? Men care about those things. So thank you, Philip, for that one. I appreciate it. Listen, I talked earlier about things that we have to worry about, men nowadays, with the women that are out there today. To men, it looks like the field of good women is very small, because even when we meet a so-called quote unquote good woman, when she eventually reveals herself, we learn that she is a good woman, maybe in her own right and in some respects, but not to a man that is looking to settle down, not to a man that is looking to bring her in or be a part of a, as people like to say, a partnership nowadays. They're not ready for it. Some claim to be, but they aren't ready for it. And that's really difficult. It's really difficult out there. Now, this TikTok that I'm going to bring up is going to be muted because it has music behind it. But I want you guys to read what the caption says. Okay? Again, it's slightly aware of the women's mindsets are these days. I just had a conversation with my daughter, and she was talking about what she's trying to do. And she said her friends are like, we're all going to be rich and we're going to be millionaires. And we all said that when we was younger. We all had that dream. But they're all trying to come up the exact same way. They're all trying to be these women right here that I'm about to present to you guys. So I have it muted, so I'm not going to even put it on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. When you know they're cheating, but they're top NBA draft prospects. So if you couldn't hear what they were saying, what the music was saying, but they were saying, so what? So what that these guys are out there cheating? Those women didn't care because all they cared about was those dudes were making money. All they cared about was the prospects of men that could take care of them and spend the bag on them. And even when you talk to regular women that are out there, when you go out and just have normal dates, there is a mindset that is prevalent out there that it's so materialistic. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It has everything to do with things. And things don't matter. Things don't mean shit. I've been in multiple house fires, lost all our shit because of Hurricane Katrina, been homeless. This shit goes. And that's where modern women put their fucking, excuse my French, put their love into things. How can a man trust? How can a man trust that? We don't. You get what you pay for, not sorry for them. Yeah, well, you're right, man. You're right, T-Mac. It's not about being sorry or whatever. It is what it is. Okay? Shawnee, I heard you were looking for me. What up? This is my girl, Janine. We grew up together. Love her to death. I actually also did a video with her where we did an interview. Make sure you go and check that video out. I still have another part of that video I want to bring into a future video, but I'm going to do it as a part of a topic more than I will just a single video. But she's been in my life for most of it, actually, now that I think about it. Now that I think about how old we are, you've been in my life most of my life. So I'm glad you're here. Sit back, relax, kick back. It is what it is. All right. So so look at the so listen. So we talked about that. I'm gonna bring up another thing. So Lucis said, modern women been raised to get the bag. No training on becoming a wife nor a mother. You know, honestly, that is a good point. I don't know if modern women are being taught properly. You also, I see videos all the time where you have mothers out there trying to be their daughter, like their daughters, or still trying to hang like their daughters in competition with their daughters for attention. Have y'all seen it? Let me know in the chat if y'all seen that before. Grown ass women trying to compete with their younger daughters for attention of men. Still trying to hang the same way. Too many of these mothers are trying to be best friends with their daughters instead of being mothers. Okay? Oh, one other thing. My friend Janine has her businesses and stuff like that. If you need any type of designs or logos or anything like that made, after this, I'm going to put in this video if you want to get in touch with her business, or Janine, just type it into the chat, your website and stuff like that. Designsbydestiny, I believe.com, and you have your business. Type all that stuff and put it in the chat so that people can get to it. So for any type of logo design, she can print things for you. She can make business stuff for you. Her business does a lot of stuff. It's really good. She can do that for you. Check it out. Okay. Wanda, hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here tonight. Always brings a lot to the channel. Make sure you go check out Mrs. Michi, her channel, where there's a lot of family-based content that I think if you're into that, I know you'll love. So make sure you go over there, check it out, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Lucy says, yes, plenty of former 90s and 2000 video vixens are now competing for men with their wannabe IG model daughters. That's sad, man. That's sad when you're trying to compete with your daughter for men because everything is telling women that you have to continue to compete with them, that you are trying to vie for the same type of dudes they're going for, when you should be at a different point in your life, in theory, right? So listen, I'm going to bring up, pardon me, I'm going to bring up, let's see, which was the last video I brought up? What women are going for. I'm going to bring up another video before I bring up the one I was going to bring up. Here, I'm going to bring this one up first. Hold on 1 second. We're all muted. Okay. So let me get my headphones on so I can hear and be able to comment on this properly. All right, let's go.
TikTok is out here fucking up all these men's lives, thinking it's a fucking trend to date an independent woman. Because let me tell you, everybody wants an independent woman till she continues being independent, even when she's dating you. She will not.
I just realized I did not switch screens. I'm sorry about that. Let's start that over again. That's terrible. I was like, why am I looking at myself?
TikTok is out here fucking up all these men's lives, thinking it's a fucking trend to date an independent woman. Because let me tell you, everybody wants an independent woman till she continues being independent, even when she's dating you, because she will not choose you over her children. She will not choose you over picking up an extra shift. She will not choose you over spending a Friday night with her friends instead of you. She will not choose you over sleep. She will not choose you. You think you come in like a fucking wrecking ball and sprinkle some gentleman dust on her, and she's just supposed to act like a bitch out of heat and drop everything in her life because you have graced her with your presence.
So there is twofold to that conversation. There's parts of it, there's a little bit of it that I agree with. There's a little bit of it that I'm like, I don't agree with. Okay. Or like I said, don't agree with, I just have comments on. So in the first part, she talked about men. Okay, so we try to get with some of these good women, right? So a woman that is doing what she is supposed to be doing. She's handling her business. She's taking care of her kids. She's doing all these things, right? Yes, we'll get there, Lucis. Give me a second. Good comment though. So in one respect, this woman is doing everything she's supposed to be doing. On paper, she is a good woman. She's handling her business. She's doing what she's supposed to do. Just that and the third. Okay. But on the flip side, when you try to get in her life, you want to incorporate yourself. You want to be a part of her situation. You want to be able to be together. But, and again, is a woman's kids important? Absolutely. Absolutely. They should be important. You should be taking care of them. You should be raising them to be good individuals, good adults, good people. But if I come into your life and you have kids, are you able to make me a priority? And that's not for me to say, don't take care of your kids. Make me such the priority that you aren't taking care of your kids. I think that's irresponsible. I think any good man that comes into a situation where he decides to date a woman with kids is like, I'm saying that I am now part of your life. And yes, together we could raise these kids to be good people. But they're going to be adults one day and they're going to leave the nest. Are you going to wait until all the way then in order to give me your time, attention, your care, your love? Or am I backseat to everything else? Because I will tell you, if you are a single mother and you are operating that way, then why should any man, let alone especially a good man, want to sacrifice his time to be with you? He's not going to do it. I'd rather just find a woman that ain't got no kids who will prioritize me like I can prioritize her. Now, Lucis brings up a point. He says, sorry, men don't want independent women. We desire women who understand interdependence. So that goes to what I was just saying about, like, say, dating a mother who only prioritizes her kids and never prioritizes her man at all. If that man is doing what he's supposed to be doing. I want to put that out there. Okay? But we know we're talking about, this is the sensational gent. I demand for us to hold ourselves accountable, man. I demand for us to hold ourselves to a higher standard. I demand it. It is needed right now. That's a whole other subject. If I was about to go another tangent, but so here's the thing. If there is interdependence, then we are working together. We are together and we are working toward a common goal. And I know you prioritize me. And I should appreciate that woman for that. But I appreciate the woman that has the time for me, that makes the time for me, that goes out of her way for me. But that's why some dudes are checking out. And dudes do, when you sit there like, oh, I'm an independent woman. For dudes handling their business, dudes that are good men, you lost them. Yes, we want some level of independence. But like I said in the last video, being an independent woman is almost synonymous now with masculine traits. It's like, why would a dude give up his being alone to be with someone else that is so-called independent when I could just hang out with my dudes and I could just go out and play the field? Easy peasy. Leave them alone. Now I'm by myself. Or if I need to hang out with my boys, if you acting just like my boys, then why do I need you? I don't know. That's a question. Let me know what y'all think down in the chat. Right? So I'm going to bring up this next video. This next video, Janine says, I was just told by a man yesterday that he feels bad for the next woman he is in a relationship with because he will drop everything for sorry for a second. I was just told by a man yesterday that he feels bad for the next woman he is in a relationship with because he will drop everything for his kids. He won't drop everything for his kids, or he will. He's gonna get with her and just forget about his kids, or he gets with her, it's all about his kids. Which one is it, Janine? Let me know. So while she answers that, I'm gonna bring up the this next video. I'm gonna bring up is a scenario that that men go through here with women today, right? It's something that good men find themselves going through. Let me know, gentlemen, once y'all see this, what y'all think. Janine says it's all about the kids. Well, you know what? If he is willing to put that type of time and energy back into his kids, and that's his focus, he shouldn't be dating seriously. He can date casually. He can put it out there. Look, I'm not looking for anything serious. Be honest, be straightforward, and then make it all about the kids. But don't go ahead and be like, I feel bad for the next woman I'm in a relationship with. Then why get in a relationship if you're not going to be able to put your effort into it? If it's all about your kids, then you should be dating casually if you want to date. We want to have company of the opposite gender, of the opposite sex. So that's fine. It's okay to date if you're a single parent. Now, if you're expecting but if you can't give that other person the time and attention that they need, then why are you wasting their time? Just date casually. Let's just put it out there. We're adults. Say what you mean what you say. Be about what the heck you're going to be about. Now, again, this next clip I'm bringing up is going to be a clip in which that this is a good man doing his best, but this is the kind of stuff that get men go through. Let's look at it. And this time I'll remember to put it on screen.
Hey.
All right. All right, y'all.
Hey, can I come over?
I was just about to go to sleep.
Pretty please. I miss you.
Fine. I'll come get you in 20 minutes.
Sorry I kept you waiting. And I know it's late, but I really needed the money. I mean, I really wanted to see you.
Right.
You know, most guys aren't that nice. And you've always been really kind to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you'll open doors for me. And I remember that one time you took me to the park with your dog.
What? That wasn't me. I don't even have a dog.
Are you sure? Oh, I must have dreamt it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Could you lend me $120? Hey, babe, could you help me out with $160?
Look, Evelyn, I don't have money for you like that. I have a teenage daughter that I'm raising alone and a ton of bills I have to pay by myself. It seems like you're only interested in me for money.
That's not true. I really do like you.
I like you too.
So, when would you be able to lend me money?
Goodbye, Evelyn.
What y'all think about that? Let me know what y'all think about that one. Tell me what y'all think about that clip down in the chat. You know, guys, if you've ever been through that one, let me know if you've been through that one down in the chat, okay? I'm thinking back. It's been a while since I had someone be like, let me loan me this, whatever, like that, right? I would say I've been pretty good about not dealing with that kind of stuff. I will say, though, I have been through it. And that was really in my earlier 20s. And I dated someone like that, where she was always needing something else. You know what I mean? Like, and that was actually probably one of the worst breakups I've had in my life. Jesus, when I think about it. That's a whole nother story. I should just do a video on that kind of scenario because it would blow your mind what I went through. Okay. So what do y'all think about that one? So we're talking about an average man, an average woman, and we're talking about average dating. We're not talking about like, people that's up here, top 20%, women, men. This is what the scenario looks like for a lot of men and women that are out there today. Just regular daters, everybody just kind of making average money. These are scenarios. Okay. What do y'all think about that? First of all, let me give a shout out. Thank you, Judith, for being here. Thank you for coming here. Just so y'all know, make sure you guys tap that like button while you're in here. That'll let more people know that this video is live right now and we get more people into the conversation. Thank you, Judith, for being here. I appreciate you. Lucy says that matched my comment. Modern women want men's resources more than a relationship. And so that's all what we've been talking about today. We've been talking about how a lot of men are kind of like, especially the good men. I don't really care about the ones that's messing up out there, right? Because there are some badass dudes out there that really just don't give a crap. That's a whole nother video I'm going to make in the future, right? We got to talk about that too, right? We got to talk about that here, gents. But there are a lot of good dudes that are just checked out of the process because their experience has been, hey, I feel like every time I meet women, I'm getting used or they're looking for something. Okay. That's a really bad feeling when you feel like you can't trust anybody that's around you. So you'd rather just be like socialized, but you'd rather just be by yourself. And this dude talked about having kids and handling and taking care of his responsibilities. and then he dealing with somebody that's only trying to use him for the little bit he has. He's doing his best. He out there. That's why I said he's a good man. Taking care of responsibilities. And then you get this. This happens more often. This happens a lot to men, believe it or not. Nobody wants to talk about that, but it does. Okay. T-Mac says a lot of stable men are considered as sponsors rather than actual live interests. Stability is attractive when the other person hits rock bottom. Absolutely. Now, listen, ladies, for you ladies that are in here right now, when I started the channel, first thing I said was, I wanted you all to listen because I wanted to come at this, are good women hard to find? I wanted to come at this from a perspective to let you know how men feel about it, so that you all have an understanding about how we feel about the dating market as far as, are there good women hard to find? And we talked about how good women are subjective, how it's subjective what a good woman is. That might vary from man to man, because in your head, you might look at yourself as a good woman. And what might be good traits and qualities to you may not be what a man is looking for in the long term, or looking for in terms of in his good woman. So I want you all to be aware of that. That's why I think that this conversation is very important to have. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring up, a lot of us in here are a little bit older and everything like that. So where our lives are at doesn't necessarily align with what younger people are going on out there. However, this is a very inclusive channel, and I want to make sure that I do cover some of the things that younger people are going through, because I want them to be able to come to this channel, see a bunch of their uncles here, big brothers that will help them to better themselves in their choices that they're going through. A lot of these younger men are actually kind of holding out. Believe it or not, younger dudes, whether it be they can't get any relations or they're holding out from it, but a lot of these younger cats, they kind of holding back from the amount of partners they have. Partly because they can't find them, partly because of what they're dealing with, partly because they don't have the same, they ain't got no game. Whatever it be, the statistics say that younger people are out less having relations with partners. But this is what they go through. And I want us to look at that, even though we're older and we can see this is what the landscape looks like to young men. And we're going to talk about some of the comments that come out of this. So this is a man doing an interview on the street with a bunch of modern women. And yeah, we'll see. All right, let's go.
Why do girls reject guys? Because I get rejected so much.
Let me go on. If he's shorter than me, then
It's a no deal.
because they're assholes. Sometimes because they're ugly. Let me go on. If he's shorter than me, then
It's a no deal.
because they're assholes.
Wait, so that woman said, so you meet a good guy who's doing what he's supposed to be doing, right? Maybe nice. He could probably look a certain way. He's just short. And you're telling me that you don't want to talk to him because he's short. He's a good man, but you're going to reject him because he's shorter than you. I understand that we are attracted to what we're attracted to. I get it. Ladies, I get it. You can't turn that off. I hear you. However, if you are a woman that is seriously looking for a good man, and that dude maybe is a little bit shorter than you telling me you're going to turn that down? I don't get it. Let's go back to it.
Sometimes because they're ugly. Because they're insecure. Talk to me like a human being, and I will suck your motherfucking.
Wait. Did y'all just hear that one? That is insane to me, okay? Talk to me like I'm a human being. And then, so she basically was like, show me respect. And then said, man, do you understand? Like, show me respect, but I don't command respect on the way I talk. Now I understand these women are drunk, so you get some funny responses here. But I want you to see. This is why we're going through this video, to see what young men are dealing with. Okay?
They're weird as fuck. Maybe because they're too nice. Because they give us free drinks, they're easy to talk to, and they suck. Because they're ugly? Because they're losers. Because we don't like nice guys. We want niggas to choke us and smack our asses.
Damn. How far is too far though? You know, like what if he just goes up to you and calls you a bitch? You're gonna...
Hold on, what the fuck?
Oh what? I thought you said you like douchebags. What's going on here?
Man, just looking at the end of that damn video, holy cow, man. Let's see what you guys have to say about it. T-Mac, there are women and men on the dating apps who seek out people based on their career. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, women do value security. Now, I think what you're talking about, T-Mac, is women that are looking for specific fields because to them, it means they're getting the bag. I believe that's what you mean, my friend. And if that's the case, that is true. That is absolutely happening. The other part of it is that, but women do want some level of security. The problem is with the modern woman is that a lot of them want dudes with certain careers that make up like the top, 10% of people in the country. All right. 10, 20% in the country. And that's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. But yet they live there. They're going to find that dude until it's too late and they get old. Lucis says, currently in the young dating market, promiscuity up in modern women, virginity up in modern men. Yes, actually, that is a real statistic that younger men are now they're just having less partners than what was previously used to be. They are going a young adult life without partners. I think it's somewhere upwards of young men, 30% of younger men are still virgins. Okay? Lucis is talking about the 80-20 rule. 80% women desire top 20% of men. Yeah, we talked about that earlier here on the channel. I brought that up earlier. Okay? Wanda says, I would not date a man shorter than I am either. It is definitely a turnoff for me, and I'm only 5'4". You know, listen, I wouldn't. Let me say this. I understand that we are attracted to who we are attracted to. And I can't get mad at women for certain things that they're attracted to when us men do the same thing to women. You could be cute or this, that, and the third, and we may not be attracted to you because we're looking for something specific. I would say, I'm just wagering to say, and when people say they can't find a good man or a good woman, it may behoove us to look outside of our comfort zone to see something more. But it usually takes for us to go through a lot of stuff and a lot of life for us to finally appreciate the things that maybe we didn't when we were younger. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But if you are attracted to something, you have to live and die with the decision. If you're going for something very specific and you haven't been able to find it, you haven't been able to live with it, you haven't been able to obtain it, are you going to live and die by that? Or are you going to have to change your standards a little bit? Maybe your standards are a little too high for what you're looking for. Maybe you got to bring those standards down a little bit to actually find, and I'm not saying quality of person, quality of individual. So we talk about, you hear people talk about women's standards are too high or unrealistic. I want y'all to understand that, ladies, I'm not saying for you to talk to bums because like maybe you're shooting too high. I'm not saying lower your quality of standard of character. I'm just saying that you said you wouldn't talk to a dude that's short there, Wanda, but What if he's 5'4"? Is that okay? What if he's 5'5"? Is that okay? See what I'm saying? And I'm just using that as an example. Just using that as an example. Janine says, what exactly does an actual good woman who is looking for a stable man do to prove to a man she is not out just for his resources if these same men already expect that she wants his stuff? What does a actual good woman that is looking for a stable man to prove to a man that she's not out for his resources? Okay, now I understand the question. You know, listen, I think the easiest thing to do in that case, this is the easiest answer I have, right? Is that you obviously, if this guy's insecure about whether or not you're after his resources, then don't ask him for anything. You know? Don't be afraid. And I talked about this on the channel or before, but don't be afraid to say, hey, let me take care of that bill. Now, if he's a self-respecting gentleman, he's probably going to be like, no, I got it, right? I don't need you to do that. Especially us older gentlemen, where our pride gets in the way. We're used to being that type of provider. If I ask you to go out on a date, I obviously have money to take us on it. If I don't, then I won't go. But I will say that do everything to show that dude that you don't, again, without coming off as the brash, independent woman. I don't need no man. Don't come off that way. But also make him comfortable to say, I'm here with you because of you, not because of what you have. That's the easiest thing I can say. Now, any man who is that insecure in the fact that he thinks that you're after what he has, I mean, listen, let me just say that I would worry about that kind of stuff, but I don't ever like outwardly show that. That's not something I just worry about. I don't worry about it until women start doing certain things that kind of trigger certain response, like, oh, she's one of those. You know what I mean? Like until a person shows me certain actions that say, oh, they're only out for this. That's when the red flags start flying. But for you trying to prove to a man that you're not out for his resources, be kind and gentle and give him every opportunity to see that, look, I'm not out here for that. I'm out here to spend time with you. If that man, after you've shown him several times and shown him multiple times, I haven't asked you for anything. I just asked you for your time, your company, and who you are, and he can't get it in his head, that might be a red flag, because that means that man has some serious insecurities. And what I say on this channel all the time, gentlemen, we have to work on ourselves. You have to be more secure than that. That goes into your confidence. If a woman can see that you have this insecurity, that's a red flag to her. See what I'm saying? So I might have that as a concern, but I carry myself with such gravitas that you don't know I'm worried about that. I'm not, and I don't even worry about it. Again, I go out with my head clear with expectations. I've been doing this long enough that if you act, ladies, and move in such a way, you're going to trigger a response, and I'm going to know exactly where you're at. Wanda says, I couldn't agree with you more. People need to relax their standards overall, especially when you have yet to find the man, woman to check all the boxes on your list. Yeah, listen, if you've been in the dating game, you've been in the dating market for a while, and you're looking for something very specific, your expectations may be too high. Now, I have a counter argument to what you just said, and this is one of the rare examples. And I have my good friend Janine, who I grew up with, right? Just bringing her up real quick. I did I did a video with Janine. Make sure you guys go check out that video, that interview that I did of her, okay? And we talked about a lot of different stuff. But I bring up Janine, for example, because there's times where I think she's really good and you let your standards down way too low. You know what I mean? You give guys a chance that you probably shouldn't give a chance. And it's all balance. And listen, to be fair, everybody that's listening right now, where we're from, I just think for the quality of person that my friend is, I just think that it's almost it's hard for a woman that is where she is, that is giving as she is and willing to be understanding of your situation. I just think that it's slim pickings. And I'm going to tell you, when I lived there, I felt the exact same way. I felt like when I lived down in Louisiana, I felt like for the type of person that I am and I wanted to be, it was slim pickings. And sometimes the area that you live in may not be conducive to the type of people you want to meet. It's just the facts. It's just the way it is. Let's get back to these comments. This is all about you guys. First of all, let me say, Mr. Jackson says good advice. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for being here. Thank you for being on the Simsational Gent. I appreciate it every time you hear it, my man. Appreciate you. The other thing is, too, make sure you guys hit that like button so it allows other people to know that this live stream is going on, and that we continue having this conversation to have more people in the action, okay? Because I can't do this without you guys. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit that bell icon notification, that subscribe button, so you don't miss any future videos here on TSG. Okay. You see how many videos I made? I just right off. Okay. Janine says, and let me tell you what then happens. He now feels that he is not the man. Okay. So you're telling me, so you allow, when you try to ask and say, I can pay for mine, that's a delicate balance. Again, I tell everybody on this channel, anybody who's been watching this channel, what do I not say? Self-improvement, find your purpose. Self-improvement, find your purpose. It sounds to me that if you say, look, no, I can get it, do the back and forth argument, Janine, and then concede. You know what? Okay, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll let you do it. My bad. I'll let you do it. That might be the way you have to do it. You catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. Got to do it that way. The other thing is, it comes a point where I can see that you're trying. And at what point do my insecurities as a man stop me from being with a woman? Now, I closed out my tab. Oh my God. Can I bring it up and not mess this up? I want to show you guys something. Give me a second. I'm going to put it over here. I want to show you guys something. I never do this, but I want to show you guys something that I saw. How do I get there? My channel. Okay. That did not work out the way I thought. Oh, community. All right, let's go there. Let's go to the community. I put out a poll. Janine. I'm going to get to y'all chats. Please hang on there. I got something I want to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen with you guys real quick. Okay. So if you look here, this was a recent poll that I put out. Okay. Why do men pass up, leave, or reject good women? And Janine just talked about her experience about a dude feeling some type of way, this, that, and the third, right? But look over here. With 30 votes, the top one was the reason why a man passes up, leaves, or rejects a good woman is insecurities in other areas, can't measure her achievements. You guys said that at a 33% clip. With the second and third, they're tied, or the second tie, afraid they might mess it up, don't want to hurt her. It makes a man think of marriage before he is truly ready. I'm going to do another video on this, so don't you guys worry. I'm going to close this browser tab out. So I'm going to do another video on that one. I'm actually start taking you guys' polls, and I'm going to make YouTube shorts out of them. I'm going to take the answers that you all give, and I'm going to make short videos out of them so you guys know the results of these polls. I think it's a great way to get some feedback back to you guys and also to the community. Right? Mr. Jackson says, be cautious about what's out there. but don't let fear run you. That's absolutely correct, Mr. Jackson. That's it. So when you're sitting there and, you know, if you go out there with fear, I'm going out, I'm on a date with you, we're sitting there, we're kicking it, we're having a good time, and then I let fear run that date, you're not getting the full me. You're not getting the me that you need to see to be able to make a good evaluation. If you are running by fear because maybe men have done you wrong or you haven't seen the right outcomes that you wanted, then fear is going to run you. And maybe you won't open yourself up to see who I am. Okay. So that's really good. Thank you for that. Janine says, you're absolutely right. He then needs to be secure in accepting that a woman can nurture him. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, this is a delicate balance when you say a woman that nurtures him, okay? Because men want that, but not at the expense of attacking, of stopping our purpose, stopping our where we're trying to take the train, or that antagonizes us, or makes us feel less than a man. If for a woman that her biggest need in life is to feel like she's a mother or a nurturer is the big thing, then for men is to feel like that we're able to take care and provide for our family. To me, that's the equivalent. The need to feel that, hey, I got this. Now, do all men step up to that plate? No. Hence, again, if you're new to this channel or you're just watching for the first time, here on this channel, we'll talk about self-improvement, find your purpose, okay? I keep saying that because it all falls back into that, okay? Lucis says, I have a simple dating rule. Whoever asks pays. You know what, Lucis, that is the simplest, best way to, there's no ambiguity there. Or here's another thing, Lucis, I have another good one for you. I like it sometimes, and I'm being more open to this because I'm old school. I didn't used to like people paying, but you have more, but you have so many times where, you get modern women nowadays who will ghost out on you, who only take you out for that. So I want to know that a woman is willing to do that. Not because I need her to, because I want to know how much invested in me are you. So let's say that I pay for the meal. You say, let me grab the tip though. I don't carry cash. So let's say she has cash, she pays for the tip. I'm down with that one. That's awesome. To me, that's good. Right. Or, I just bought dinner and then maybe we go somewhere else and you get desserts. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, the point is just showing it like, yo, I'm contributing. Because if you can already have that back and forth where you're flowing and ebbing and helping each other out in the beginning, that says a lot for what potential you could have if it works out. Does that make sense? Like, if you can knock that part of it out, because finances kill a lot of relationships. A lot of people get divorced because of finances. So if you get that thing straightened out in the beginning, you get that thing flexed out in the beginning, that is a good for future, right? That's good for your future relationship with that person if it works out. Thanks for that, Lucis. Yep, Janine agrees. Judith says, it's not always fear. It's life experience also. You're absolutely right, Judith. Your life experience may dictate that you don't. Here's the thing. We all have our life experiences, and I think we just talked about that. You can't let fear run you. You can't sit there and be like, well, my life experience says if this happens exactly this way or happens, then I don't know. If you go into it and your guard is just already up, okay? You have life experience. Maybe you've been through some bad ones. If your guard is just so up, I'm not saying it has to come all the way down, but if it's so up that is preventing you from seeing who that person is, who that person really is, that instead of them being the problem, maybe it's you, then you got to go work on yourself. It means that some of your life experiences may have brought you to this point in time, yet and still you haven't done the work on yourself to be able to say, I can go in any situation and my past experiences and my past trauma won't stop me from having the best time I could possibly have. See, that's the other thing. People lose their blessings because they've been through so much trauma. They're like, oh, it's happening again. And maybe nothing's not. You just triggered because you haven't done the work, or you haven't had the work done to be able to successfully integrate with another adult. So when we let our life experiences and our that are trauma or bad things that happened to us in the past dictate what we're going through in the moment, we are hurting ourselves. And that's I'm certain there's a percentage of women that are out there that can't find good men. And I'm sure there's a percentage of good men that can't find good women because of these past hurts and trauma that they can't get past, so they never get a chance to open up and be who they need to be to the person that they're with. I hope you guys understood what I just said. There was a lot there. Thank you for that comment. Mr. Jack says, I look at it like this. We can choose to let our past shackle our future, or motivation to be better ourselves, to get better outcomes. That has been my experience. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for that. My experience as well, man. My experience as well. I realized that I did let some of the past shackle me. I did let some of the past hurt and trauma make me pull back. I realized that I did let some of those things control the way I go about my business. And I would say that the best thing I could have done, Mr. Jackson, was put in the work and put in the time. The reason why I stress this theme on this channel is because I put in a lot of time, I put in a lot of work on myself. And I've opened myself up even to going through certain other experiences to the point now where there's just, I know what I want. I'm not willing to jump on anything, and I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate to just be in any situation. I can still be Sean and not be a dick about it because of my past experiences, and still be who I need to be in every situation, not bitter, not broken. I'm just enjoying my life. Really, that's where it comes down to. I'm just enjoying my time here on this planet. And every day is a blessing. So I don't want to go into every situation being bitter because some past crap. That's in the past. Leave that crap in the past. Don't be stupid or naive, but leave the past in the past. You only have the now. You only have the now. You're not even promised the future. You have the now. Who are you now? And if you are still operating out here in this dating world and you haven't figured that out yet, you don't need to be out there. Go sit on the sidelines, go back to practice and work on your craft, and maybe we put you in the game. Until then, stop messing up the dating pool. Ms. Jack says we saying the same thing. Absolutely, bro. I agree with you 100%. I was just kind of reiterating from the same from my vantage point on it. Okay. So we talked about the I have two more clips before I end this live stream. This one here, I don't know how much it goes with the topic, but I put it in this folder, so we'll see what it says. Okay. And we'll talk about it on the other side. Oh man. Yep. I'm sure you'll talk to me after this live stream. All right, let's bring this up. Hope this time the music. Okay, this music is fine. Let's get this up on screen. All right, here we go.
There's this myth that men love bitchy girls, but it's absolutely not true, and I'll tell you why. There is not one person on this planet that prefers their partner being bitchy, rude, or cold. The reality is, men love attractive girls. Unfortunately, society treats attractive people better. And because of that treatment, some girls are being bitchy because they're full of themselves. I love my girlfriend. She's so bitchy and rude, said nobody ever. Guys love girls who are nice to them, who make them feel like he's the only man in the world. But when somebody says, I'm too nice to men, that's why I can't find a boyfriend, that statement is completely untrue and actually like an scapegoat.
Now, what makes me laugh about that at the end, she didn't say scapegoat. She said, oh, a goat that's escaping. Oh, listen, she made some really good points there, right? So for any ladies that are listening out there, right, men do not need that attitude. Men do not want the attitude. We don't need, oh, I'm a diva and I'm a queen. We don't care. We don't care, right? If you're not a good person, you're not good to people, and you got an attitude, we don't care, okay? Nobody wants to be with that type of person, right? Nobody wants to be with somebody that's rude. Your attitude doesn't make you better than us, right? These are the type of women that are out there, like she said, her friends. You're not better than me because you're not better than us, okay? You're not, and we don't care. We don't care. Please, just go. Please. You're not looking for us. We're definitely not looking for you either. Please. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay? So for any ladies that's watching that watches this as a pre-recorded video or anything like that, listen, this attitude, men are getting, we don't find, we say there's no good women because so many of the women that are like the one that she just said, like her friends, are the first ones like, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to talk to you. And then good men that have their shit together, just like, I'd rather just be by myself. We don't care. T-Mac, what'd you just say, bro? Let me get that up on the screen. T-Mac says, we don't care about women's elevated status either. Don't give a crap. Okay? We don't care. We don't care. We just, ladies, hear me out. We don't care. We don't care. Again, I just said earlier, we'll elevate a woman out of Burger King to be queen. We'll elevate her, give her everything. Dudes will even go as far as a simple for a badass chick that's got his back. If she sweeping floors, we don't care. So with that in mind, right? Oh, I said I had one more clip. I do have one more clip. Let me see. Now we're talking about, are good women hard to find? This video is one of many videos. It's like one of those TikToks that everybody copies off of and makes their own spin on it. This is the last topic of the night, and I want to know what you guys think about this one, okay? I have a lot to say about it. That's why it's the last topic. So I'm going to cue this one up. I think this one got music on it. So before I cue it up, I got to listen to it real quick because I can't have this copyrighted. Yeah, I should be able to use it. Okay, it should be good. I want y'all to read this when I get this up on the screen. I'm gonna mute the music. Just read what's on the screen. Okay. Now, it says, my mom once told me, in your generation, a good woman is hard to find. You have to steal her from a careless man who doesn't value what he has. This is some terrible ass advice. Okay, let me get myself back up on the screen here. My mom once told me, in your generation, good women hard to find, so you have to steal her from a careless man. This is a TikTok that men are putting themselves on. This is a TikTok that men are putting their face on. This is silly. Gentlemen, if you're making this type of TikTok, I'm talking to the dudes who's making these type of TikToks. You have to steal her from a careless man who doesn't value what he has. Do you know dudes will put bullets in you? Do you know dudes will bring that strap if you're gonna try to steal her? She has to leave on her own. First of all, steal her. If that woman is in that relationship, if she is still in it and she hasn't left willingly, leave that woman be. Steal her. You don't steal a woman out of a relationship. If you stole her out of a relationship, she was already willing to leave. Let that woman find on her own the strength to leave that relationship before you get involved with her. Because we are men. Dudes will bring that heat to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to go to your comments on this one because that was just. Lucy says, strong independent women in the lie modern women promote, it's not helping their collective results here. It ain't, man, and we know that. T-Mac says, facts, fun, friendly, fit, cooperative, and humble are the criteria for all men. That pretty much is the start of it. Yes, it is there, T-Mac. Lucis says the young man's mother is foolish, stealing. Here's the thing. Lucis, let me tell you, brother. You know how many men have that same TikTok? Because it's one of those things that you see everybody else do it and you do it. And I was scrolling through and I was shocked how many of these young men have this on there. So I have two things that I've learned from this, Lucis. The first, three things. First, like we talked about, if mothers nowadays are giving this type of advice, it goes to show that some of these modern mothers are really harming their kids with this type of advice. Okay. Second, these are young men out here thinking that to get a good woman, they got to take her from someone else. Like, what in the right mind would make you think that that's smart when they got men that would knock your head off of that? It means that they don't know what they don't know. That is the stupidest thing in the world to do. It means to me that they don't have good common sense to know how dangerous these streets are, to think that I'm going to put out some information and you can take her from a dude that don't know her value. If that dude don't know her value and he treating her like shit, that's the dude you have to worry about that's going to knock your head off. Okay? The other thing is, here's the last thing, and this is the sad part. This is the last thing it taught me, Lucis. It shows me that these young dudes actually do want good women. And I almost feel sorry for them because in their generation, they have to deal with a lot of those young ladies that we saw in an earlier clip that were talking about how men are stupid and whatever, or they're weird, or they're short, or they're stupid, or their face is stupid, right? Like, this is the thing with these young men. And some of these young men out here are handling their business, and some of these young ladies out here are handling their business. But I'm saying that element in between, they may not be having relations to the clip that Gen X and above having, but it just tells me that they are looking for more. Now, we know that a lot of these young men nowadays are kind of effeminate, and what are they looking for? The more effeminate ones are looking for women to be their mother. They don't know how to be real men in the situation because they wouldn't be talking about this right here. I'm stealing a woman from somebody. That might be a consequence, but that's not the goal. You know? So there's a lot going on with these young folk. You keep her how you get her. Right. Oh, Mr. Jackson, you are right. If you steal that woman from another man, some other man will steal her from you. And these young dudes don't get that. That's why I said, Mr. Jackson, I said, hey, let that woman leave on her own. Because if you take her that way, she is going to leave that way from you. Okay? Oh, wait, hold up. Mr. Jackson said, you steal, you get stolen. Yo, you get stole on, they steal your girl, and then steal on you. Next thing you know, you all laid out like Debo. Okay, like you got hit by Debo. Okay, rest in peace to Tiny Lister. All right. Janine says it was so surprising to see many men in their 20s on dating apps. That's when I knew things were really bad out here. Yeah. I want to do a episode. My daughter never sent me the dating app stuff, but I want to do an episode on dating apps again. I haven't done one in a while. I did one earlier on in this channel when I didn't know how to make good videos. Don't watch that one, okay? I want to do an updated one, and I want to show y'all some things that I see. And I want to know how y'all think about it. If y'all want to see that episode, if y'all want to see me just, even if it's just purely entertainment for you, if you guys want to see what men see on dating apps, what good men see on dating apps, let me know in the comment. If you type a 1 in the comment if you wouldn't mind seeing me just do an episode. Won't be long, nothing crazy. I know some of you guys are already in relationships or in marriages, but this would be partly entertainment as well. But I want to show y'all what men see. Let me know. Give me a 1 down in the chat if you guys want to see that. If y'all don't, then I won't do it. I'll move on to something else. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate that. I know you and me would cut through some of that stuff, right? T-Mac says dating apps have turned into another form of attention seeking, though. That's why I want to do that episode there, T-Mac, because I think that we're gonna have to talk about all that. We're gonna unpack all of that, not just not from a how to get a woman standpoint or how to get a dude standpoint. I mean, breaking down what's going on inside of what people's minds are when they get on these dating apps and how men see on it, right? Because that's what, right. Shanine says she agrees too. I'm going to do on that episode, I'm going to show you what men see. We can see the attention because in one thing, you're saying one thing in your dating app profile. And then when we look through the photos, it says something else. Like, okay, real quick, preview to what I would talk about. Sometimes we'll see a woman in their comments and they'll say, not looking for any type of hookups or FWB, no friends with benefits, no one night stands, no ons, right? No one night stands, none of these things. So we see that. And then we see in your pictures, right? Some of these ladies, we see in their pictures, we see everything that says a woman that in the bottom, she's trying to portray that she's a virtuous woman. And then in the pictures, we see like she thotting it up. She thotterina, okay? She a thotterina. She out there bad. And it creates a dichotomy in our minds. We're like, she ain't about what she says she about. And then you start flipping through. Now listen, my daughter showed me what dudes do on the apps, and it's very bad. Like, listen, I would have to do an episode just for like young people. Like, you guys are terrible. Terrible on your apps. Okay? Y'all terrible with y'all profiles. So I have something for both. But what I'm saying is I just want to show from that perspective what good men see when they get on these apps and what we're looking at. So when I first joined a dating website, it wasn't really that common, and my friends were all shocked. Now it seems like the majority of singles are on dating apps. The stigma has gone. Absolutely. Right? So the same thing happened to me, Lucy. So when I was on the dating apps, it was very unpopular to be on dating apps. And we were talking like early 2000s, right? Very unpopular. I would say out of all my friends that I know of talking about it, I was pretty much going on dates and going on regular dates on dating apps in the early 2000s. And I would say that, and I used to tell that to women. They're like, you on them dating apps? Like, yeah, ugh. And that's what I would get. And the reason why I would go on dating apps, I'm like, well, I've been out here going on dates with like normal dates, and like it's so hard to find the type of person that you're looking for. But with a dating app, you can at least kind of shrink it down to, height, demographics, what you're looking for. The dating app allows you to kind of weed some of those things out, those possibilities out, and then get to the type of what you look like, what you like, and what's in your purview, if you will. So that's why I was on it. And now fast forward to, almost 20 years, Yeah, most people like I think at least half of the dating adults are on it. I think it's more than that. I used to know the numbers. I don't want to say any numbers that I haven't seen or don't know, but it is what it is. Camille's Essence. Hey, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Simsational Gent. Yeah, we've been talking about some things tonight, and we're gonna get to we're gonna talk about the conclusion of this in a little bit because I want to make sure that we hit on the main point, what we were talking about today. Okay. And then we're welcoming them in. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Wanda, for sharing. You always give me shout outs and you always try to put it out there. Listen, at the end of the day, ladies, because I have ladies. First of all, if you haven't hit the like button yet, just do me a favor. Just do me a quick favor, please. Just do it. Pretty please. Just hit that like button. It lets people know about this. Lets the algorithm know that you guys like this. And we talk about this kind of stuff every Wednesday. We talk about deep topics. We have a conversation back and forth between each other. We put ideas out there. We share them. And just put thoughts out there. And that's what this is about, right? So you guys make Wednesdays. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, all these good things. That's one. Two, today's topic was, are good women hard to find? Ladies, I know there's a number of ladies in the chat right now, and I know there's a number of ladies that will look at this as a part of the pre-recorded message. So if there's anything I got to say, gentlemen, chime in if you want to at this point so I can read it out on the screen. But this is the way I feel about it. I will say that, are there good women out there? Yes. To me. Okay? To me. To Sean C. There are good women out there. I think that for men today, especially good men are kind of more checking out of the process more than they are looking for them. There are a number of good women that are doing the same thing that I've heard. That a lot of good women are kind of like, I'm just checking out. I don't know where to look anymore. Everybody that's in the dating scene has tried dating apps. Everybody has tried to go out and try to find somebody. It just doesn't seem like, how do you find it? And it seems tough. I know. And then when you get through the first layer, now ladies, I'm talking today's whole show was I wanted you all to get from a man's perspective on what we see, what we're looking for, and why a good woman is hard to find to us. Hopefully this will help you. And if not for you, any friends or family you may have that may have asked this question when you all are having your conversation. So I want y'all to get that first and foremost. For us men, good women are hard to find. I know that sounds cliche, but it is. But we're looking at it through a lens of all the other things that we're seeing. Because there are a number of women out there, quote unquote, good women, who will ascribe this to themselves that they're good women, but good men do not share your thoughts on that. It's not to say you're not a good person. It's not to say that you aren't handling your business. But as far as what we're looking for in a good woman, some good women do not meet that criteria. And it's not because you're bad, or it's not because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's just, it's not enough. And it's not to say you could be feeling like I'm doing everything in the world that I'm supposed to be doing. Why aren't good men picking me? Or why aren't men picking me? And it will have more to do with, it has a lot more to do than how you ascribe the trait to yourself. I'll give you a good example. When people weren't watching my channel, it was like I thought I was doing a good job of putting out videos and trying to put out certain content, positive content, and nobody wanted that. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It's just that's not what people want to watch. So I had two choices. I could stay continuing to make that content thinking like to myself that it was good. I could continue to think to myself that it's great content and continue to make it. But then guess what? Don't feel bad when nobody watches it. So I made the conscious effort to change this channel up to be what it was supposed to be, what it was growing to be. I steered away from it because I got nervous. Not say nervous, that's the wrong word. I wasn't ready for the attention that it would bring. As Kevin Samuel says, if you continue to treat this like a hobby, it will be a hobby. If you want it to grow, you have to treat it like a business. And it was because of that phrase, that thing, that I changed my mindset, and I changed this channel, and I made it about the business that it needs to be, what I know it could have been, what it should have been. So I got serious. I made the changes. I put in the work. And now this channel is growing into what it is now. I use that analogy to say one thing. If you aren't getting the results that you want to see, then sometimes you have to put in the work and make the changes in order to get the results that you want to see. You can't blame everybody else. Sometimes you do have to blame yourself. Sometimes it's not your fault, but sometimes it's the things that you're not doing that it is. All right, let's see what y'all say in the comments. Facts. It's hard for men out there. We have to pay up front to date and expose our financial future for any lapse in judgment. So now you're talking about, Mr. Jackson's talking about the other fears that men have. And one of which is, if I open myself up to you and we go down this path, men are also not incentivized to take it way into the future, because at any moment, he can lose everything he has if you decide, or if women decide that they don't want to be around anymore. It don't matter how good you are, don't matter how bad you are, he can lose it. So what am I saying to you all? I'm saying that that is another fear of men. Last one. Not last one. Unfortunately, good women are lumped into the modern women stigma. I agree with that. Thusly, men are no longer patient enough to weed through modern hookup dating culture. That's a great point, Lucis. That's a great point. Good women are lumped in with modern women. And it's like trying to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Like you're trying to, it's hard to figure it out. You almost can't see the forest. You can't see the forest despite the trees, right? It's hard now. We can't see it anymore because society and social media and everybody's lumping the two together. And I think they want to. They want to. Janine says, Lucis, and that's where the messages are getting crossed. Everyone has a different definition of independent, strong, and who is considered good. Janine, I think I started saying that in the beginning of this channel, that the definitions. So that is why I brought up these topics, Janine, specifically to say, I'm going to tell you what men are feeling and what men are thinking. You are right. They are getting crossed up. And that's why I'm glad that the gentlemen that are been in here in the chat, the gents in the chat, you all are gents if you subscribe to the channel. Gents is like saying guy, us guys, or hey guys. So, but for the men that are in the chat, I'm glad that they put out what they were thinking, what they were feeling, because it's just a perspective, Janine. It's a perspective to say, this is what we're feeling. This is what the definitions and the terms, but this is what we're feeling. So how do we take that and we go forward? That's a whole nother show. That's why we got a lot more chats, a lot of these Wednesday night chats to do, okay? So that we can go ahead and get to the bottom of this. All right, you guys. I want to give a shout out before you guys leave. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat. So do not leave until we get through this. I want Janine, thank you, my good friend. I love you to death. You know, I love you mucho, right? Make sure I got to get her information. I'm gonna link it when this video is done. If you want to get any type of her services done with as far as printing and taking care of your business needs when it comes to business cards, she can do shirts for you. She can do mugs. She does all kind of creative stuff. Hey, Janine, put in the chat your business info so people can get it and check out your stuff, okay? Cause you're missing a prime opportunity here, okay? And I ain't got to say all this stuff. I ain't got to type all your stuff in there. Lucis, my boy, always gives. Lucis, thank you very much tonight, because it was our talk that we had and made me say, let's go on with this topic. Let's take it another direction. I appreciate everything you say. You lend so much to the conversation. I appreciate you for that, bro. Mr. Jackson, thank you as well for doing the exact same thing. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for being here. Camille's Excellence, thank you for coming in to the chat. I hope that we see you in future videos, because I love having, I want the ladies' perspective on this. I want to know what y'all thinking, so we can start talking about this and getting to good outcomes for both men and women, good men and good women, okay? All right. We got Wanda. Thank you. Thank you, Wanda, for being here. Make sure you go check out her channel. Very good family channel. Very big supporter of this channel. My good friend Lucy from Brick Girls Go Stateside. Go check out her channel as well. Really good content. Really, really funny, heartwarming content. We got my boy T-Mac in the house, always in here, always providing good conversation, always keeping it going, always a big supporter of this channel. Who else was up in here? Not to forget, Miss Judith. Miss Judith, thank you for being here, baby. Thank you for being here tonight on the Simsational Gent. Again, part of the conversation. I really appreciate you tonight. All right. Who else we had up in here? Man, you guys did a lot of talking. We did a lot of chatting tonight, did we not? Oh, man. Big Philip Redden. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my shipmate. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. You always lend your voice to it, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Who else we got up in here? My good friend Karen, one of my longest, basically one of my longest friends that I've met online. So I really got to give credit. Make sure you go check out her channel, House of Chill. And I think, who else we got? Oh, new comments. Let's see. Lucy says, thank you, Sean. Another great conversation. Thank you, Lucy, for always being here and supporting the channel. You guys' last video, some of them bugs and creatures y'all got, okay, had my skin crawling, okay? I know that's crazy, all right? And then, no problem, Wanda. Thank you much. And then Camille's Essence, glad to have been able to join. No, thank you for being here again. You ladies make this conversation. I can't do it without you guys. I don't want it to just be guys talking about it. I want us to be able to come and talk about these things. I want you to know how we feel as well, but I want to know your input into this. This is how we make better conversation between men and women happen. And I'm gonna put this back on the screen. That Janine loves me too, because we've been like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Girl, put your stuff in the info in the chat. You messing up, girl. Crack. Oh wow. Hey, Eleanor, how you doing? This is a good friend of mine, Eleanor Elaborate. She has a channel too. I don't know if you're still doing stuff, backed off of it or whatever, but Eleanor has a channel, good friend of mine. It was a good stream. You did put it in the chat? Where'd you put it at? Where'd you put your information at? Because I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Where your information at? Where's your J9 Learning Center and all that good stuff? I don't see none of that. Better type it up again. Anyway, I'll have that in the description below. So anyway, you guys, thank you for being here. I want y'all to know one thing before y'all take off. I am in the process of moving. I am in the process of moving out of this apartment. Things are going a little bit tighter. Please support the channel. Any watches, anything you guys do supports the channel more than you know. I'm going to try to continue to do this live streams up until the point I'm even leaving. And I hope you guys will support that. Some of the videos are going to be a little bit more basic because I'm moving. Just bear with a brother. But I will tell you that once I get more situated and settled, I will come back stronger than ever. New content, new place, new mindset, new attitude. We're all going to do it together. So again, from here on the Simsational Gent, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I have more good videos coming for you guys the rest of the week. And with that being said, live your best life.